Chelsea, I imagine, look, I'm living with my wife. It has to be so hard to be single right now. Or is it great being single?
I mean, I think for this period of time, it's been helpful to be single because now I know that I'm like, okay, so if I were to ever go through this again, what kind of partner I'd be looking for. But I don't have any regrets about being single. I mean, not everyone, but there are too many divorces going around for me to ever have confidence in that kind of institution for myself. I know that I would be prone to divorce. So I'm just going to stay out of the marriage game for the rest of my life and not ruffle any feathers.
Is there anything romantic about talking to anyone in this time, knowing that there's no physical component in the near future?
Yeah, because like, what's the protocol? You get tested, but then don't you have to get tested really kind of 3 times within 5 days to find out after you've been exposed? So I don't know what you do. I'm not into like virtual phone sex. Like I'd rather just, take a Xanax and go to bed. I'm not interested in any of that.
Well, that's romantic too.
Yeah, that's kind of romantic. That's a personal fantasy of my own.
Did you find romance in watching Governor Cuomo of New York? Is that
It's so funny. I'm on a press tour about my paperback edition, and I keep getting all these questions about Andrew Cuomo. It's like I'm doing a press tour about him and his press briefings.
You should at least get him to plug your book during one of his press conferences just to repay the favor.
Oh yeah, but the press briefings are over, so they just ended.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, hello. You're obviously not as big of a fan as I am.
I'm just saying, there's going to be a second wave, and he'll be back up there, and he might as well have your book next to him.
Well, what I do, you're right. I like your suggestion, and I'll pass it along. I think that, the competence, obviously, is a huge aphrodisiac these days. I think we're all completely dehydrated from a lack of leadership. So him coming on the scene in the way he did to give clarity to a topic that we all still don't know enough about, that was one thing. But then he did it again, with police reform. He led the country. Like there's 20 states following and hopefully more following suit. And he's going to keep doing it because he was listening to the people. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's just so seductive to see anybody in politics speak like that. And I actually do think like in the last couple of weeks, everybody in politics has been standing up a little straighter since Cuomo came on the scene. If you see all the people that are speaking up about Trump that did it for many years, not John Bolton, but all the others, he's setting an example for politicians everywhere because older white guys need a reboot.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. And what about Gavin Newsom, the governor of your home state? How are you feeling about him?
Well, he has great hair, but I mean, he's not front and center the way Cuomo has been.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
We just got a mandatory mask wearing. And we opened up California when we were in better shape we opened up in California when we were in worse shape than when we closed it. So, it's a hot mess in this country right now. So
it is a hot mess. I was very happy to hear this because I know that you had sort of stopped doing stand-up, but you're going to do a special for HBO Max. And what's it like now? 1, why did you decide to do it? And 2, are you finding this time to be a creative time insofar as you can write material without being able to go out and see how it plays?
Well, I think I did a big tour before this, right off the back of when you interviewed me for my book. I did a whole tour where I was being interviewed, and through that, I just started telling stories from the book, and I was like, oh, this is a one-woman show. I just have to take these stories and put it into stand-up form because, there was as much funny as there was drama or trauma, and I really wanted to make a stand-up show that had emotion along with like it packs a hard comedy punch. I wanted it to make people walk away with something, and now I've figured out how to do that. So I'm shooting it for HBO Max, but I have to shoot it in COVID, so we're figuring that out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll shoot it at the governor's mansion in Albany as it comes. Yeah, I finally come home.
It is always so lovely to see you, Chelsea. Hopefully next time in person. And congrats again on the book. As I told you last year, it's such a fun, moving, thoughtful read.